Hi, everybody. We're just going to take one moment while everyone gets situated and gets on into this lovely webinar. Well, I want to welcome everybody to our very first International Student Conference, Life After Graduation. I am Sierra Johnson, and I am a current Sheridan College student in the BBA Marketing Program, and I am thrilled to be here as your host today. Thank you for being here and spending the day with us. So in the chat below, let us know where are you joining us from and what you've been most excited about the conference for today. And while everyone is typing in the chat, I wanted to give a huge shout out to our sponsor for the conference today, TD Insurance. This conference would not be possible without their support, so thank you from all of us here at Sheridan. And as we gather virtually, we would like to acknowledge that all of Sheridan's campuses reside on the land that has been and still is the traditional territory of several Indigenous nations, including the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Wendat, the Métis, and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations. Since time immemorial, numerous Indigenous nations and Indigenous people have lived in and passed through this territory. We recognize this territory is covered with the Dish with One Spoon Treaty and the Two-Row Wombat Treaty, which emphasizes the importance of joint stewardship and peace, respect, and respectful relationships. As you may be joining us from different territories, we acknowledge that many diverse nations and territories you are joining from. Sheridan College affirms it is our collective responsibility to honor and respect those who have gone before us, those who are here, and those who have yet to come. We are grateful for the opportunity to be learning, working, living, and thriving on this land. Well, today you'll have the opportunity to hear from a variety of inspirational speakers while we are aiming to help you, Sheridan's international students. We are so grateful to the Sheridan grads and speakers who have taken the time to be with us today to share their stories and insights into the international student experience. To get things started, I want to introduce Sunand Sharma, Sheridan's Associate Dean, Community Citizenship, Leadership, and Engagement. Hi, Sunand.
Hi, Sierra. Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. I see a number of our panelists, our students are some all the way as far as Nigeria, some from Brampton, or from all over the world here today. Thanks, Sierra, and hello, everyone. My name is Sunand Sharma, as Miss Sierra just advised, and I'm an Associate Dean of Community Citizenship, Leadership, and Engagement here at Sheridan. For me, it's an absolute pleasure to be here and have a chance to speak to you before we begin this conference. But before we go any further, a big thank you to our sponsor today and for their ongoing commitment to helping our students grow, and that's to TD. I'm glad you have the opportunity today to participate in our Life After Graduation, our inaugural International Student Conference. Those of you who know me at Sheridan know I'm passionate about improving the lives of our students. I've had the pleasure of helping Sheridan students like you here today work through a variety of challenges and successes. There's no question that you, our international students, have an experience that is especially unique. Alongside navigating the typical stressors of a student, you all begin your academic careers with a huge step of moving away from home to a new country and to a new culture. You all should be incredibly proud of what you've accomplished during your time here, because it was no easy feat, and I'm actually in awe of your courage and your perseverance you have shown to get you to this stage. So wherever you are, as long as you're not in a library, make a little bit of noise, give yourself a pat on the back for everything you've done to get to this point. Congratulations. But your journey doesn't have to end after graduation at Sheridan. Your next steps, your next adventure, will involve lots of decisions, big decisions about your career, about your pathways to permanent residency, and also if you'd like to continue education at Sheridan by pursuing another program. I think most importantly, what you need to remember is you do not have to make these decisions alone, because we're here to help you. This conference is just one of the examples in the way that Sheridan's here to support you, to prepare you for your life beyond graduation, and help you work towards building a successful and fulfilling career in Canada. Today, you'll learn about important topics, including postgraduate work permits, receive guidance from experts in understanding the Canadian culture, and hear from a panel of accomplished Sheridan alumni who found success in Canada after arriving as international students. I can't wait for that panel and hear where our students have gone since graduating. I encourage you to listen with an open mind, be curious, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Reach out to presenters afterwards and take advantage of the resources offered to you. We're all eager to help you, and we look forward to hearing from you. I think it's so important that you take the time to pause and reflect on what you hear today and think about how it can make a difference for you. Most importantly, have fun, get engaged, participate in the chat, and I wish you all an absolute amazing conference, but more importantly, I wish you all the best in your steps from here beyond graduation, wherever it takes you in the world. Make us proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunand. Well, speaking about getting engaged on the chat, before we continue with the conference, I was thinking that we should kick things off with a giveaway. So throughout the conference, we'll be giving away prizes to the attendees. So be sure to listen for your name. So our first prize is a $50 Amazon gift card. And the winner is, and sorry if I mispronounced your name, Haxia Song. So congrats, Haxia. And the conference organizers will be in touch with you shortly. Well, before we jump into the rest of the program, I just wanted to take a minute to share how to use the platform today. You'll be spending more of your time today here in the auditorium, but if you look above, you'll see different areas that you can explore throughout the conference. We'll have some dedicated time throughout the day where you can explore the VR networking rooms where you can connect with other attendees from the conference, or you can just head over to the lounge to learn a bit more about the event and take part in our scavenger hunt to earn prizes. If you are ever unsure of where to go, hop over to the agenda, where whatever portion of the conference will have a join button next to it. Just click join and you'll automatically be pulled into whatever speaker, session, or entertainment that is happening at the time. If you have any questions or technical difficulties, head over to the info desk and there is a live chat function that you can access throughout the conference. And as I mentioned, we have planned a scavenger hunt for you. So there are 10 different Brunos hiding in different rooms throughout the conference. So Bruno will appear at different times and in different locations throughout the entire day. And each time you'll click on a Bruno and a fun Sheridan fact will pop up. Find all 10 Brunos and you'll be entered into a draw to win a $100 Amazon gift card. You might have already found Bruno somewhere in the lobby already. And at the top in the navigation bar, you can also find a tab called the swag bag. This is where you can find any additional resources from the conference. Make sure before the end of the day that you go and download everything. And each session will have their own chat, but you can also have an event chat located in the lobby. Here you can talk to everybody in a group setting or make group rooms, or chat rooms, sorry. If at any point you need to sign out, you are always welcome to do so, and you can rejoin us at any time throughout the conference. The Life After Graduation Conference wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our sponsor, TD Insurance, and throughout the day, we'll be giving away plenty of great prizes, and we have some great entertainment in store, including a yoga break and performance from Shobit Senwat, who will be performing the tabla live over a non-stop mix of top 40 music. So now I would like to invite Alicia Siegel from the Sheridan Alumni Office to say a few words. Hi, Alicia.
Hi, Sierra. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Alicia Seguire, and I'm the Alumni Coordinator Special Projects here at Sheridan. We are thrilled to be partnering on this conference today with the Student Affairs team. For those of you who just finished your last class at Sheridan, let me be the first to welcome you to the Sheridan alumni community. As you set off on new adventures, Sheridan will always be a special part of the journey because it's the place where it all started. Being a Sheridan alum means being part of a community that will support and encourage you through a lifetime of accomplishments and milestones. When you remember your time at Sheridan, we hope your thoughts turn to your friends you made and the lessons you learned both inside and outside the classroom. The Alumni Office is here to support you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us to share your ideas for events, ask questions, and of course, to share your great news stories. Again, welcome to the Sheridan alumni community with more than 210,000 graduates celebrating their Sheridan pride. Have fun today and stop by our booth at Convocation to say hello. It is now my honor to introduce our guest speaker, Sheridan grad Luvraj Tyagi. Luvraj came from Canada from India in 2018. During his time at Sheridan, he served as an international student ambassador, a first-year connections peer mentor, and was the host of the January 2020 Winter International Welcome Festival. As a student, he built a strong social media following, including over 25,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, where he offers advice to fellow international students on coming to Canada. He says, "It is my responsibility and commitment to understand what better can be done in the life of a student and make it better." He currently serves as a student engagement liaison at Sheridan. Please join me in welcoming Luvraj. Welcome, Luvraj.
Thank you so much, Alicia. It's such a pleasure to be on this conference. And I love to see how many students have joined the conference. It would make a lot of difference for everyone. And being a Sheridan alumnus, it's been a pleasure after my graduation that I was able to get jobs after jobs and being successful during the time after Sheridan and get my permanent residency within time, like one of the quickest with the help of all the supports and services we have at Sheridan. I utilized different resources, even during my IELTS preparation, I did get some help from ESL in our library services and career counseling. And even for applying my work permit, I was able to get some advice from international student advisors. Some of the facilities we have at Sheridan is one of the best. And it's just such an honor that I was a part of Sheridan and I graduated from a business course in 2020, just before COVID. And even during COVID, with all those uncertainties and job losses and everything, I was still able to get a job and maintain my job during that time. So I definitely had the edge against different students from different institutes. And I was always supported. I was always in connection with all the resources we had here. So it made my life a little easier because I had people are standing for me and I can always ask for help if I need it. So that was such a great feeling.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for being here today. And I mean, anybody, if you have any questions for Luvraj, you're more than welcome to put them in the chat. We will try our best to get to everyone. We only have a very short time with Luvraj, so, but we will try to get to everyone's questions. So Luvraj, let's start off. Can you tell us about your journey from Sheridan to where you are now? What inspired you to consider Canada for your post-secondary education, and what led you to Sheridan?
So it's a fun and it's a fun story as well. At the same time, I used to watch movies, and my uncle was in Canada as well, and he used to tell me all the good things and bad things, and about Canada, and it just came into my mind, why don't I move to Canada and come to Canada? I applied to different colleges, institutes, and got accepted. But Sheridan was my primary option because I did my research and I was like, I want to go in Sheridan and be a Sheridan graduate someday. And I did join, and I'm proud to say that I love that decision. That was one of my best decisions. And I've been in connection with so many different friends, peers, and especially with people who viewed me on YouTube and they connected me over Instagram, LinkedIn, everybody connected and they shared their experiences as well. And it's happy to hear most of the responses and reviews are positive, and it did make a huge difference in their life with all the supports and services we have, because we are a overall all-round community helping each other in every part of the stage before coming to Sheridan, at Sheridan, after Sheridan, and even after you have a job, you have everything. We still support you in some sense. So it was one of my best decisions.
And we are so happy you made that decision. We love having you as part of the alumni community and as part of the Sheridan team here at Sheridan. So can you tell me a little bit about what happened like after graduation and kind of like your steps of how you got to where you are right now?
Definitely. So I was the cohort that was just graduating April 2020. And as we all know, March 23rd, 2020 is when everything began. Major layoffs, people are getting laid off during May, March, April, May. And uh, and from my referrals in Sheridan, I was able to, somebody referred me to a position that was in sales, so where I wanted to go and learn more communication skills, team leadership skills. And I was able to get a job even before I graduated. So I had a job in February 2020, and I was working there part-time, learning, doing the trainings and all of that stuff. And as soon as I graduated, I had a job in my hand, and I started as a sales supervisor with a furniture local store in Oakville. And gradually, in a year, 2 year time frame, during the time when recession and all of that stuff was pretty unpredictable, unprecedented situations, I was able to get a position which was a store manager position, and I was managing two locations, one in Oakville and one in Mississauga. So it was all because of the skills, because I had the hands-on skills during Sheridan. In my last semester, I had so many hands-on activities, I would say, seminars, I would say, that we made our LinkedIn profile, improved it, how we can improve our sales. Professional selling was one of my courses that inspired me to be a salesperson and learn how the sales environment is. And I'm proud to say that that thing gave me so many hard and soft skills that I can utilize it in my life at different point of life. So yeah, even after all of that, I applied for my permanent residency and got my permanent residency last year. And during all that time, I was connected with Sheridan international student advisors, asking for help, any help that I got. And even when I was applying for work permit, I got quite a lot of help, how I can apply work permit on my own, not involving anyone. Because again, we have so many resources, we don't need to go to different advisors and lawyers to get a work permit done.
Good advice, yes. So you recently completed a course at Sheridan as part of its leadership development series. Can you talk a bit about the importance of continuing to pursue education and knowledge even after graduating and why you think that's important?
Definitely. Like education and skill polishing is a lifelong thing that you do all, during your time, when you're working, when you're not working, you have a business, or you are, volunteering somewhere. You need to learn those skills to polish yourself and be as good as possible at your job or whatever you're doing. Your job can be anything. You can be a parent, you can be a student, or you can be anything. Whatever you're doing your job, just keep learning. And communications course, why I chose that Sheridan, because I was familiar with Sheridan and I knew that the communication skills the soft skills that I learned during my sales period, I would be able to get those streamlined in a proper communications course, and would be able to know the tips and tricks of the communication, how to be an expert communicator, how to be engaging, how we can involve people in our interactions. So that was really helpful. And in those 4 months, I learned as much as I did in last 2.5, 3 years while I was in sales. So it solidified what my actual hands-on learning was, and then had literature to support it as well, that a lot of researches have been done, and this actually supports, which I was actually doing in my sales job, and I never realized that it it is actually written in the literature. So it was really fun.
Great, thank you. What advice do you have for the international students and new international grads tuning in today?
Advices. Definitely, yeah. Well, for any student who is graduating from Sheridan, one of the best thing they can do is to network with people, to talk with people, just to be yourself, whatever you like, express it to people. And people do recognize that what you love is what you're telling them, and you're being genuine. You're not being, faking yourself or something like that. So just try to be yourself and do communicate with people, networking. Most of the jobs, I have 6 part-time and full-time jobs, and 5 of them, which includes volunteering as well. 5 of them were referrals, and that referrals, they knew me very well, and they were able to guide me exactly where I need, and they knew the other person on the other side as well. So either they're interviewing and all that. So networking is definitely one of the most important thing. Either you do it from LinkedIn or personal connections, meeting people in person, or even virtual right now. Like, everything is open. You can pretty much email anyone and fix a 15-minute meeting, 20-minute meeting, informational interviews. You can do a lot of things. And the second opinion or advice that I would give from my personal experience would be, not to delay your if you are immigrating or you are trying to study again, don't delay that decision too much. For in my personal opinion, and what I did, why I was able to get my permanent residency in time was, what I did is I gave my IELTS even before I was planning to do any applications or anything. And suddenly, next month, as soon as I did my IELTS, everything changed. There was a new program, TR to PR, and all the IELTS classes were booked, all the tests were booked. Nobody was able to give any exams. It was so stressful for so many people. However, I did it just before all of this happened. So I was the prime candidate to apply for this application, and I had everything ready. So do make sure, this is again my personal opinion, because that's what I did. If I was in your place, maybe that's what I would do. Give my IELTS exam earlier, get all the documents, um, in line with what you're applying, where are you applying, what are the requirements, check the eligibility criteria, and do try to manage that as soon as possible.
Thank you. We do have a question in the chat. What is one thing you would have done differently, if there's anything?
If there is one, that's actually a really nice question. I would say I would have invested a little bit more in myself, and taken care of my health a little bit more, because again, when you come from a different country, from when you leave your parent, and you are a little bit sad, but you are a little bit excited for the new country as well, and in all of that, your health is something that you leave behind. You're like, you don't have time for all of that. You don't have time to cook meals. You don't have time to eat healthy. Those are all excuses. Just focus a little bit more on your health. Mental health, definitely mental health is something that will keep you strong throughout your journey, even if there are downturns, upturns. You know, be able to stay strong would help. So, health is definitely wealth. So do focus on that. That was one thing I would have done a little differently, and yeah.
Great. And I'm gonna ask you a question. Were there any roadblocks or anything unexpected that something you didn't expect would happen when you were applying for your permanent residency or postgrad? Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Definitely, yeah. So few things that happened, when I was applying for my permanent residency, because again, COVID was an unprecedented thing. The whole process of me applying for PR was a little different than other people because express entry points and all that, they go up, they go down, and it was all over the place at that time. So this made a little bit easier the TR to PR program, and it was totally different than what I was expecting. So that was definitely something. And then again, waiting might be a game that you have to pay. Patience definitely is the game that you have to play with. When you apply for permanent residency, citizenship, study permit, work permit, you have to have that patience. So yeah, that was some. I would not say it's difficulty, but something to take care of.
Yes, yes. And again, I knew this would fly by, so we only have a couple more minutes, but I do want to ask, why do you think it's important to stay connected with Sheridan, and what are some ways to do that?
So me personally, I really love the Sheridan community, and everybody is helping everyone to the best of their capabilities. And that is something, I really love contributing to the community and being a Sheridan graduate, giving something back, to the students who are coming as brand new immigrants to Canada, or you just came from maybe Alberta or different province. You are new to this city. You are new to this area. You are new to this institute. And I am a graduate from it. So maybe I can help you with few things. Maybe I can tell you some tips and tricks. Maybe I can tell you some hacks too, which nobody else would tell because they don't know, or they are reluctant to tell you about that. So definitely, yeah. Giving that back to the society, because when I came in 2018, I remember the first day I was here. I still remember that guy who took me in the campus and showed me exactly where gymnasium is. And he was so empathetic, and he was so caring. He was talking to me all the way, and he was a Sheridan alumnus as well. So he was telling me about all the tips and tricks and hacks, and I really loved it. And I'm thinking, if I can make somebody feel the same, that'll be my goal. Why not new students who are coming, make them feel good? And I'm happy to say I came back to Sheridan as international student engagement liaison, and it's been a great journey because helping so many students, so much fun.
Thank you, Luvraj. I mean, and just to add on to that, you can stay connected by making sure your email is up to date with the alumni office. We do send out newsletters, and we have events happening all the time, and resources just for you. And then somebody is asking if can we share your contact information? Maybe your LinkedIn page? Would that be
Definitely.
the best? Okay.
Definitely. Please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. And also, I'll drop my email in if anybody wants to contact me and connect with me and share their experience. Go for a coffee, go for lunch. Sure, why not?
Oh, love it.
Love to do
well, thank you, Luvraj. That was phenomenal. Thank you again for joining us today and speaking to your story. We're so grateful you could join and impart some words of wisdom for our students. And I'm so happy that we connected, and I really look forward to working on future events with you.
Thank you so much, Alicia and Sierra. It was nice coming to the panel. Take care.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to Sierra for the next session.
Wasn't Luvraj fantastic? He was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Luvraj. We are so excited to have Jeremy with us as well today from the LinkedIn guys. And Jeremy has devoted his career to helping others succeed in theirs, from teaching kindergarten in Brooklyn to recruiting top students at Teach for America to leading education marketing at LinkedIn. He's touched the lives of millions of people at every stage of their journeys. Along the way, he's published the best-selling LinkedIn book on Amazon, served as a career coach from military veterans at shift.org and MBA students at the University of Michigan, and produced the most viewed video in LinkedIn's history. He currently leads marketing at Khan Academy and shares his thoughts on Break Into Tech, a site for anyone who wants to launch a tech career. So throughout the presentation, Jeremy will ask for volunteers to participate in the session. If you are chosen, you can unmute yourself and turn on your camera and join Jeremy's screen. You can do that by clicking on the camera and microphone icon below. So let's get started, and please join me in welcoming Jeremy to Sheridan. Welcome, Jeremy.